Liberty, welcome back to the Tony Six Morning Show. I'm Tony T with you every day at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time. Give my live free picks for today's card. And in today's show, we'll have picks for you from the NFL. Single game there with Steelers and Bengals. College football, an AAC battle as well. Major League Baseball with a couple there on the board tonight as Dodgers, Milwaukee resume. Toronto and Seattle as well in game number 4. Hockey on the board as well. We get a hockey guy in here. Well, we'll get the picks for you. Guys, with you here every day, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time. Live free picks. So make sure you hit that like, subscribe. We greatly appreciate it. Let's get this one rolling. Let's meet the cappers and get right to the picks as we don't mess around here on the Tony's Picks Morning Show. Chris, what's happening?
Not much. Coming off a 1-0 day. Had the over in that Mariners-Blue Jays game there. Appreciate both sides for that. And George Kirby giving up a bunch there. And everybody hit a home run except we had 4 on the hit list. We got 1. So 3 of them out of the rest of them didn't hit, but everybody else was hitting last night. So that was good. So I had a good day there and just ready to get to it.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's Sean, what's going on?
I came in to take my Kirby abuse from the from Rod. Toronto guy can't even show up today to kick me when I'm down. 2 in one day. Lost Seattle there and hit the college football game. So on our way there. College football's been good. We'll let's go. It's a Thursday NFL. I got to play up. I'm ready to go. Back at it.
Yep, I looked to bounce back. I had the under in that Toronto-Seattle game. Look to bounce back there today. So let's get to the games here, guys. We'll start here. NFL divisional battle between the Steelers and Bengals. Joe Flacco, quarterback for Pittsburgh, for Cincinnati against Aaron Rodgers. Got the battle of the old guys here. We got the Steelers here, 5.5 on the road. Total sits here at 44.5. I saw some 6s earlier, but 5.5 pretty much everywhere now. Total 44.5. We start with Chris.
It looks like this line opened up at 46.5, dropped a couple points here, down. I'm going to take the under there. Looking at here what, Cincinnati's just not scoring. This is the geriatric game between Rodgers and Flacco here. This is old, but, you look at what both these guys are doing. I don't think we see much scoring. They're probably going to, I don't know how well the passing is going to be, but I think we just get under that total. It's already dropped, so we're going to take it while we can at the under.
Under there from Chris. Move on over to Sean.
All right. I humbly disagree, Chris. Yeah, yesterday I gave out Pitt total on this. It was 43.5. Now it's up to 44.5. So it's on the way up. It's not on the way down here. I mean, maybe from this morning, there's a 44 out there. But I look at these 2 quarterbacks, and especially on the Flacco side of things, pro kind of guy. Didn't look terrible last week. 200-some yards, 2 touchdowns. And I was playing with the old wristband. I want to kind of get to know you. Force-fed chase. Between him and Higgins, I think they're going to score on Pittsburgh here. This Pittsburgh team, let's be honest, defensively. Who'd you beat here? 33-31 versus the Jets? How does that look giving up 30 points to the Jets right now? Right? The Patriot game, you won that one. The Patriots, I think, 5 turnovers inside the 5-yard line. The Patriots, they said, "Oh, you know what? We don't want to win this game. We want to keep it close to win on the last second touchdown, 2-point conversion." Patriots should have had 38 points in that game. And then Cleveland, you let those guys hang around. I mean, that game shouldn't have been close. Listen, Cincinnati scoring here. Cincinnati out. Well, you got to figure out I got this as my premium play today. Whatever. I like points in this game. I like the over in this game. I saw Metcalf and Chase. Listen, both their touchdowns are plus 135. You can get Chase at 10-1. You get a plus 1,000 on him for 2 touchdowns. Sign me up. Metcalf's 950. Sure, I can do that. T. Higgins, 75 yards. Dude, that's like 1 catch for this cat. This guy gave up millions of dollars to be wide receiver number 2. To stay with Burrow. Now he's got a quarterback in Flacco. Flacco's not Burrow, but he's going to get him the ball. Over 75 yards, plus 230. This was yesterday with him, by the way. 230. 75 yards, are you kidding me? Oh, over. Let's go.
Oh, over from Sean. Tell you what I think here about this game. I like the playmakers of Cincinnati. I'll take them plus the points there. We've seen Pittsburgh really in these type of games play down to the competition. as John alluded to, with them, having struggles getting separation here against the Jets. That's kind of one of those. Again, in Cleveland, they got the cover last week against Cleveland, but you can look at the Steelers' offense on the road. They're just not running the football. 2.5 yards a carry. They're just throwing for 178 yards per game. Their defense came up almost 4.5 yards a carry and 75% completion rate. And you got a healthy receiving core. You got a healthy tight end. Only one that's beat up is Burrow, right? So fairly healthy there. Chase, Higgins, Fant, healthy playmakers for Flacco in the passing game. So I'll take the points here in this tricky, as Solo says, in this tricky division game there. But I've seen Pittsburgh poop the bed in situations like this before. Remember, they really struggle against bad teams, right? That's kind of been the Tomlin mantra, right? Is that they really get up for the good teams, but then they kind of let down a little bit when they play bad ones. This one will be in Cincinnati, by the way. It won't be in Pittsburgh there. So I'll look at Cincinnati taking the points. All right, let's continue here on the Tony Dixon Morning Show. They gave us a single from college football for today, so we'll cover it here, and then we'll get to baseball to close it out. Let's get to the college football. Tulsa and East Carolina AAC action featuring here. East Carolina opened 15.5. Well, that's a Chris opener. We can always debate where the line opens these days. I know 20 years ago it was Chris. Now I think it's different books. But anyway, East Carolina 17s. We're starting to see 16.5 start to pop up in different books right now. Total 54 to 53.5. And we start with Chris.
Yeah, this is another one. I'm going under here, whatever on this. But you look at what these two teams are doing. Definitely my Pirates here. They're just going under in everything. What are they doing? And then Tulsa, 3 out of the last 4 they've gone under here. Especially what I'm looking at more so is just in conference games here. They're both 1-0 to the under there. I think we see a lower scoring matchup in this one between these two guys today. I don't really want to lay it that much with East Carolina, so I'll just rather take the under 53.5.
There from Chris. Move on over to Sean.
Yep. Well, this was a end of show yesterday. Under the under 154. That'd be crazy. Easy winner there. Under 54.5 points for me in this one. Tulsa with no real offense. ECU defense. So I can't it's 17 points. Carolina should win, but I will not be shocked if this was like a 34 to 17, 34-20, kind of right around that kind of number game. But I do not see a 54, 55 points be put up in this one. And it's come down too. So I'm happy with the pick. I wish I would have put up on a site here, but you get it as a freebie. Let's go under the total. ECU Tulsa.
Yeah, put me on the under as well in that one. ECU 9-5 the under at home. Tulsa quarterback play there, not very good. They've really struggled in conference running the football and only averaging 5.7 yards per pass attempt. ECU not doing well running the football against the conference this season, but they've defended well. The Pirates, remember, they did limit Army to 6 points at home. Tulsa 7-3 the under on the road, so I'll go under in that one between East Carolina and Tulsa. All right, let's continue here on the Tony Morning Show as we turn our attention over to Major League Baseball. We got the Dodgers and Brewers at Toronto and Seattle. Milwaukee will go. Let me see. Let me go ahead and refresh. There was some people want to know what Milwaukee is going to do. It may be a bullpen game. I'm showing Quintana. Some people think Mizrachi is going to pitch. Maybe a bullpen game. I'm showing Quintana in some books. Some may show others. But anyway, the Dodgers are going to be about $1.85. A total 7.5 with Quintana against Glasnow. And that will be your early start, 6:08 Eastern time. And then we got the 8:33 Eastern. I guess they figured the Dodger game is going to finish in 2.5 hours. So they scheduled this one 8:33. Toronto and Seattle. Max Scherzer comes off while he was not on the roster in the first round of the playoff. He's on the roster here. So Scherzer and Castillo in this one. And in this game, we've got Seattle coming down. We saw 30s last night. This one's come down. We're seeing $1.20 in some places, $1.19 in the big offshore books. Total sits here 7.5. We start here with Chris.
Yeah, looking at this one here, I'm still, like I said, don't know what the Brewers are going to do, which affected the home run hit list on that. We'll talk about that later. But as far as this, going back home to LA here, take the Dodgers run line until the Brewers figure out what's going on here. It's plus 107. I think it could be lower scoring here depending on how the Brewers go, but Tyler Glasnow should be able to do his job and get that taken care of. But yeah, give me the run line with the Dodgers. And on the other side, I'm going back to Seattle on the money line there. Max Scherzer has just been absolutely terrible away games, 5.9 1 ERA there. He's not been good on the road at all. Luis Castillo, a little bit better at home. So I'd rather just take the Mariners to get this one tonight.
There we go here from Chris. Move on over to Sean.
Yeah, to the Brewers figured out, Chris. When? I mean, you're about to go down 3-0. I mean, you should have had it figured out coming into the series here, but you dilly-dallied against the Cubbies, and it screwed you here. This would be a Dodger-only kind of look, really. Maybe an under. The Brewers have, 5 hits in this series?
Yeah.
5 hits, and a couple of them came in like the bottom of the ninth last game. And I know we saw that in that Philly series too, and they came in and they rallied for an extra inning win here. I don't know. As much as I like to see the Brewers, I thought, it's tough to go against the Brewers. They've just won all season long, keep winning. I don't want to say they're fakeness, because that's not the right word. They won all season, but if you're playing one way all season, and other teams are patching it together and like, all right, we'll just kind of get there kind of thing, and you're beating bad teams, this is where you get exposed. Like, this is what happens to, like the Yankees. You beat up you could run up wins, but then you go up against a team that has a solid lineup and pitching staff, and you're in trouble here in a short series. And now when you have to roll out Andy Ashby or Alan Ashby or whatever Ashby brothers from where they bring out the Bendis
30 years ago.
I mean, like, what is this, like the son or nephew playing? I mean, like, why don't you bring out the Bendis twins too as well? You're not going to win games. It's not going to happen. Dodgers could pull out a spot starter because they have a $400 million salary. They could do that because you got guys coming in who are, freaking Justin, whoever. I was going to say Justin Verlander, Clayton Kershaw or Hushinian are starting pitchers. Milwaukee doesn't have that. And the Toronto game, how about an over here? Let's just go over. Toronto found their bats, hammered them yesterday. I mean, it wasn't even close. I think Seattle's going to be able to hit Scherzer here. 7.5 over for me.
There we go from Sean here. Tell you what I think here about these games. Yeah, I'm going to look under
fraudulent.
here.
Thank you, Al. Thanks, Al. Fraudulent. I was like, the word I was looking for. I was trying to figure the word of it. You win all those games, and you won them, but it wasn't like, how did you do it? How do you keep winning?
Well, let's look at the Central Division, right? The Cardinals were down. Really, Cubs kind of an up and down season. Pirates are in that division, so not a real strong division there in the Central.
All the rights. I mean, this team sent 3 teams to the playoffs.
Yeah,
this division sent 3 teams to the playoffs. Crazy. Think about it. That's one team has no hitters in the Reds. The Cubs haven't hit since July. And the Brewers just won playing baseball. Like, all right, we're gonna.
Pirates can't win even with Scherzer. But yeah, they can't hit. It's the can't hit division, and this is what the Brewers do every postseason, right? They put up some nice stats. They look great, and then they come to the postseason, they can't score. We've seen this many.
I mean, this is going back to when I moved down. It was like 5 years ago when they had Woodruff, Burns, and I think Peralta was the 3 at that time. Like, man, these guys could pitch, right? Yeah. They had Hader in the bullpen. They couldn't hit anything.
Yeah.
I was like, can you sign a bat, please? No. Now it's the same thing. Now you got no pitching.
1 year I think they lost 2 starters 1 year, and still they couldn't hit. They had some bad. They've had some bad injury luck in the playoffs back in the day, but still, yeah, they just can't get it done. That's why I'm looking at the under in this game. Milwaukee in their past 4 playoff games hitting $122 against this Dodger lineup or this Dodger pitching staff. It's been ending in the Cubs series bleeding over. Their bullpen has been solid this year. LA hitting .236 over their past 4 playoff games. LA 7-5 in the under at home on an off day. We'll see how this off day factors into this for LA. Remember, they lost that first one back in that Philly series. We'll see there. The Brewers 9-6 in the under on the road against NL West. LA, I mean, they're going deeper with their starters. I mean, with Framber and Ranger Suarez out there, if someone goes down, we'll just sign one of those guys. So that's how I look at it. So you're afraid. Don't be afraid of an injury now because you can always reload in the offseason with their money, right? So if someone goes down, just sign Ranger or that's all you got to do. And Scooble's on a contract here. Maybe during the winter meetings, you could make a deal to get Scooble. Sign and trade deal where you just give him his money. So there's I just have a funny feeling that Scooble maybe deal at at the winter meetings, because I don't think you want to go the whole season not signing this dude. You better get something for him there. But anyway, you got Ranger Suarez, Framber's out there.
Try to go all in for him. Orioles going to trade away a bunch of their young guys, try to get a good move for them. I mean, they got a bunch of young guys that who knows if they're going to be good or not. We saw a lot of their guys take a step back. So trade your prospects. I know you want a prospect. Like, oh, look at this. We got a prospect. It's going to be good. Yeah. Yeah, how good are the prospects?
It's going to be very interesting winter meetings. I know I'm getting ahead of everything, but it's been in my mind all season with Detroit not signing Skubal into a contract year. There's going to be a lot of talk there in the winter meetings with Skubal in a contract year to the Rockies. unless the Rockies unless the Clipper owner buys the Rockies and sells the Clippers, that might be the case.
They got a great school system up there. Just ask Mike Hampton.
That's right. There you go. All right. So I like that. Toronto, Seattle. I'm going to come here and play Seattle. Just Scherzer. I mean, just my visions of him down the stretch and how I was so disgusted why he was even starting games down the stretch. I thought it might have cost up Toronto that division with some of the numbers he's put up. It was brutal there. But I can only look here at Seattle in this spot. Scherzer past 7 starts, ERA 7.5. And look at Castillo in his past 4 appearances, ERA of 0.47. The Blue Jays bullpen in the playoffs, ERA near 6.5. The Seattle bullpen at home has been sharp. And the Mariners, look at this, in their past 46 home games are 33-13, losing 16.5 units. So I'm not going to play the momentum game. Yeah, Toronto's got the momentum. Here they come. That doesn't always work. So I'm going to take Seattle there in that one. All right, let's continue here on the Tony's Morning Show as we continue on. Well, I don't have a hockey guy here, so you guys are going to have to go to the website to get the hockey.
I got a hockey pick.
You got a hockey play for me? All right, let's go. There we go.
We're going to go old school. Oilers, Islanders, over the total, 5.5. This is it. Stanley Cup implications back in the day. Well, 45 years ago, Stanley Cup implications. We're going to go over the total, 5.5. And I got Dreisaitl's at plus money for a goal here. Maybe a 105, even money, whatever. There you go. You want ice? I got you covered.
You got your ice
covered. Call me the Iceman after I win today.
I'm the man on the ice. That was a series where the lights went out? Is that the one? Or the Oilers?
I don't know. I know they just played for the Stanley Cup way back when.
Yeah, I think that would have been the one they had when the lights went out. The power went out in one of the games. Got that long delay, if I remember correctly. There you go.
Over there.
The over Edmonton and Islanders, 7:37 Eastern time there. A big slate of hockey. Go to our website. We got hockey covered with Ron and Ramon there with our on-demand videos for tonight. I'm just seeing a big price in the Kings. I don't know how you can make the Kings a 2-hour favorite, but it's the Penguins coming into town there. But there you go. All right, now it's time for our parlay peripheral segment where Cappers got a parlay, team player prop, game of the future, or they can that's what we have in this segment. So we'll get it started here with Chris.
For the home run prop, we'll go with somebody that's on the hit list there. Still don't have anything on the Brewers. I'd give you somebody from the Dodgers. That's probably going to be plentiful here soon. But we'll go with Dominic Canzone with the Mariners. He's probably one of the only Mariners that didn't go last night, but he looks good today. So we'll go Dominic Canzone. We'll take Kenneth Gainwell, running back there for Pittsburgh, plus 200. You look at what Cincinnati's doing. They're giving up 4 home runs, or not home runs. I'm in the wrong mindset there. 4 touchdowns to that position and a lot of end zone targets to the running back too. So Kenneth Gainwell 200. That's pretty good.
There we go. There we go with Chris.
The crazy thing, Chris, is that he's like the number 2, but he catches out of the backfield. Like Warren, I don't think scored a touchdown as their top back yet. Hasn't scored a touchdown, that guy, and he's minus money. And you get $2 on a guy who scored, I think, 4 times already this year.
Yeah.
There we go. And the show, we'll ride on over to Sean.
Here we go. Free picks for you. They've been winning for the season here. 86-89 Major League Baseball. Loser though the last 2. So I'll let you know. Okay, we're 24-10 for the year, but we've dropped 2 in a row. We got to get back on track. Jays over 7.5. NFL, we are 7-5. Pittsburgh over 43.5. Again, I gave this out yesterday. I'm not changing the number because it changed today. I gave it out yesterday. So it's gone up, whatever. College football 14-14. We are on a 4-1 run, I believe, there. So we're getting college football on track. East Carolina under 54.5. Hockey, first pick. Here we go. Islanders over 5.5. Enjoy.
Nice. They're from Sean. Let me just I'm going to give you another college football here today because I've got through 2/3 of the card already for Saturday. Let me see what's going on with this line here. Just want to make sure. Oh boy, I can't find the game now. I got the pick. I'm looking for. I'm going to be taking here SMU here plus the 10, or if it's come down. I'll see. Yeah, 10.5 now. It's come down to 9.5. So that's down to 9 at Pinnacle. Yeah, give me SMU plus the points here against Clemson. Clemson pretty much feasted on the kind of the cellar dwellers of the ACC, right? They pounded. Was it BC? I think it was Boston College, and then they pounded North Carolina, right? The two dregs of the conference. And now you're facing SMU, a team that made the playoffs last year. Against these good teams with a 600 to 750 win percentage, Clemson here to the past 2+ seasons, 1-5 of the spread at home. And Clemson does have a home loss to Syracuse, giving up 34 points and 278 yards passing. Of course, that's when Syracuse had Angeli in there. He's hurt, but again, the Mustangs offensively on the road, they're moving the football through the air. The Tigers at home have had struggles getting points on the board. But again, those 2 wins for Clemson. Are they back? Well, if you get this game, maybe you're on the way back. But beating BC and beating North Carolina doesn't tell me you're on the way back. It just means you're just beating bad teams. So I'll look at SMU here. Well, we lost the 10, Sean. Maybe you got it. I don't know if you're on that one, but anyway, it's down to 9.5, 9. But I'll still take it there.
Yeah, I saw that it was a 10, and it's bounced a little bit there. That's a tough one. That's a tricky one. Like I said, you look at it as it's a playoff team. 10? Are they back, Clemson? Is the Clemson beating up the bad teams right now? Is that them just being what they are? Right? I mean, is SMU as good as LSU? Is this game going to be a 17-10 kind of game? That's the question. Like, how good do you have SMU rated?
Yeah, that's
Clemson was supposed to be good, right? Clemson was at number 3 in the country to start the year, right? Top 5 team.
Yeah.
So have they just collected? They just found that on offense with the quarterback and doing their stuff. I got to look into that. I got to find it.
Yeah, I haven't capped the USC Notre Dame game yet. I have not capped that game, but I'm always worried about Notre Dame or USC's defense. I remember last week they went up against a freshman quarterback. They did give up some big plays in Michigan, but again, you're going to give up some. I'm just worried about that power run game, that USC defense. You thought of any thoughts, you guys, on that Notre Dame USC game?
Man, I want to take Notre Dame. I do. I think Notre Dame's for real. I'm not a big Irish guy. But I look at their games. That A&M one was just, I don't know what that was, right? Miami was a close game. You know what I'm saying? Like, the defense isn't as bad as that looks.
Right. A&M looks pretty good.
And USC, I mean, how have they been playing on the road in Big Ten? I know Notre Dame's not a Big Ten team, but for all intents and purposes, they're like the ACC
defense,
Big Ten.
Bad defense, bad pass defense. The guy,
right? I'm not sold on USC. Oregon, I think, is the best team out of the Pac-12 that's come over. I mean, SC and UCLA just look like a trash. Oregon at least recruits better. I can't take USC. And again, I see those big numbers, and are they trying to lure you in with the SMU plus 10, USC plus 10? Not 9.5 now.
Pinnacle has 9. So the market leader has 9 now. So that's it.
I mean, listen, sharper people or any kind of, forget about sharps. If you're a better, again, and this is what probably average people don't do. People are going to bet a number. I'm getting 10. I'm getting 2 scores. I'm going to take it. If it wins, great. If it loses, that's okay, because there's 5 other games they're involved in that are similar to like that aren't big schools, And when you start thinking number-wise as opposed to team-wise, it changes your outlook. Like, all right, I'm going to do this, and if it loses, it's okay. Like, people want to go, I'm 3-0, I need a parlay. Well, bettors don't bet like that. They're looking for winners and edges there.
CLV, right? Take the key number of 10.
Yes.
Predicting what the sharps are going to do, right?
So you see a number open, I'm gonna clip it. I'm gonna grab it. Boom.
Well, Well, I know a game that's near and dear to Chris. This is one that moved from an opener 6.5, now 7.5. So Georgia getting the money here, Chris, against Ole Miss. Ole Miss here. It was a sleepwalk against Washington State. We've seen this before where teams have a bad, they play down to a bad opponent and then they storm back in the next game. But we've seen Georgia get the money in this one, now up to 7.5 for Georgia against Ole Miss.
Yeah, I don't know. And Lane Kiffin's running his mouth about Kirby, and then you got Kirby saying he claps with a disabled hand apparently, and all that mess there. I don't know. I mean, the whole world, even Stevie Wonder knew he was calling for a timeout there. He's trying. I don't know. I kind of lost some respect for Kirby. Just own it. You know what I mean? Like I just feel like he's lying. But Lane Kiffin had to basically call him fat, so that's probably going to fire him up there. It has moved. I mean, he's saying he's not burning calories. I don't know what he said. He was up on the podium running his mouth about him like Lane Kiffin does. I've always said I'm always.
It looked like it was a setup question from the.
Yeah, I think the press set him up there, and then and Lane Kiffin just goes right to it, like, "Hey, yeah, he's not burning anything," And I'm like, "Well, you're about to play these guys. Why don't you shut up?" And we're going to that. We have to go to the hedges, so just stop talking. That's Lane Kiffin's problem, is he talks. But anyway, I don't know. We moved up. I can see maybe being close. I might take like I always tell you guys, I never put it in as premium. I like to enjoy these games instead of bet them. But in this one, I mean, I might take the 7.5 there. Georgia looks great with the plus, 100 right now. It's 7.5, but we'll have to see. I don't know. Lane Kiffin's doing what Lane Kiffin does. Other one I was looking at here that's been tricky is the LSU Vanderbilt one. I think a lot of people are on the Vanderbilt line there with 2.5, but LSU might come in there and do something to them. So that's something to watch.
I think that might be your public dog. Actually, I think on that Saturday that might be the game where people see LSU and bet it. Your thoughts there on that line? We talked about the LSU Fandy yesterday, but the game there with Ole Miss and Georgia. Sean, anything you come to mind here?
Well, you know what? I see that 7.5, and it just screams at me to take Georgia. Right? I mean, it's a touchdown. You're getting a hook. I don't know. Georgia, to me, again, was this an opener? Did this open at 6.5 and jump a full point?
Yeah, it's the Chris line. I'm just looking at the Chris line. I know DK and FanDuel are open, but I always put the Chris line because that's the sharp opener. I call it the sharp opener, Chris.
Yeah.
Super open. Yeah.
I still, you know what, 7.5. I'm taking a fave. Everyone come in on that half point thinking, look at that. I got that hook just in case. Just in case when it's 28-13, it's not going to make a difference.
We really haven't covered in the last 10 games that we played against them. We're 4-6 against the spread in the last 10 against Georgia, so it's not been a.
And I'm down on Georgia after that Alabama game. I don't want to play on them, but why do I think they're just again? This is like the 10 in that USC game.
Yeah,
come in here, look at this. I'm getting 7.5. Sign me up. Mine's gone the other way.
What do you make of this Arkansas team? Coaching change. We saw that one coming, right? He was the guy that was on the hot seat there. Sam Pittman.
What was Pittman doing, bringing in the guy who he basically replaced over there? I mean, you're bringing an old coach from. I don't know. Listen. I didn't. I think last week I went against Arkansas and they ended up hanging in there against Tennessee, right? I mean, I thought Tennessee was going to roll them up. Wasn't meant to be. Oh, man. Again, this is road team, though, Lane 7.5.
Yeah, 7.5 on the road against Arkansas.
Arkansas could score, too, man. They score. I'd be more inclined
to SEC, though.
I'd be more inclined to the home dog in this one. Again, this is because it's a different scenario being at home and being on the road. Yeah. But did they already get their coach bump off of the last game, even though it was a loser?
Right. And I think an interesting one here is Texas at Kentucky. Kentucky, the offense is, again, same thing with Kentucky, right? What do you get from the offense? The defense isn't bad, but it looks like here that Texas is going to be laying some points here. 12.5. I'm now seeing a 13 at Circa. That's the only 13, by the way. It's a point difference between Pinnacle and Circa is a 1 point difference, and even at Chris. So Circa right now, 13 in that one.
Ugh.
Yeah. I took the dog. I took Kentucky in that one, by the way.
Yeah,
I
still don't trust Manning all season. Like
on the road in an SEC game like this.
You get Texas off their biggest win of the year. I mean, they just beat Oklahoma. And Kentucky's off a
Mateer
bye
with an
week.
injured Mateer, right? He played. I don't think he was.
It doesn't make a difference for the way Texas is playing. They were ready to be out of the playoff talk. I mean, this was the number one team in the nation. They're looking at their third loss, and it was not even Halloween. You know, it says the spot to me says Kentucky bye week. Texas off a huge rivalry game. I guess your
questionable quarterback on the road. I don't mean you're on the road here.
Yeah,
the team that'll be fired up.
A lot of points. I'd lean Kentucky. Am I gonna pull the trigger on Kentucky? Yeah, maybe something a little just for maybe something for myself. I didn't know what to put on site, but principle wise, you got to take Kentucky based on the situation.
And Missouri getting late points on the road at Auburn. We're seeing now this is a change of favorite. Auburn opened 2, Missouri now 2 in places here. This one's an interesting one. Missouri and Auburn.
Missouri Auburn.
Missouri now the favorite from a dog. They were opened as a dog of 2.
And 2 and then flipped, huh?
Yeah.
I mean, poor Hugh Freeze. You're up 10-0 in Georgia last week. It's going to be 17-0, and you're in control. The game's probably over, and then there you go. Total momentum flip, and you lose that game.
Yeah, that one's tough. I have a tough time with it. With Auburn's run game, what are they going to, how are they going to control clock, keep it ugly?
I mean, again, Mizzou probably could have had Alabama last week.
Yeah.
So is that a flatter spot, or are people betting them based on that? Like these guys are good.
Yeah, or faded Auburn. There's this. No, I know that's a tough one. It's hard for me to get a read on Missouri. I still think of Big 10, Big 12 Missouri. In an SEC, I just can't embrace them in an SEC.
Missouri. Chase Daniel, Missouri. Yeah. I'm going to probably say Missouri.
Yeah, their offense is all right. Yeah, that one. I'm probably a stay. I was just puzzled with that game. I just I don't have a feel on it at all. And then the other one here is the Tennessee-Alabama game. This one is 8.5. Again, this is where Tennessee has trouble, right? When they step up to the higher elite class, right? Chris shaking his head. He knows we saw that in the playoff, how horrible they looked in the playoff game. Jesus Christ, that was embarrassing getting blown out like that.
Yeah, that game. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's definitely my neck of the woods here, so it's going to be a ghost town everywhere out in the world out here. Everybody's going to be tuned into this one, but thankfully I'll be busy. But anyway, it was embarrassing, that playoff game. What in the world are you doing, Tennessee? You got to travel to Tuscaloosa here on the road. You got to try to step up to Alabama. I don't know. I might take the over. I know it's 58.5, but I mean they seem to have a pretty good history going over that. So Alabama could run all over it. Tennessee's going to be able to probably score some too. But yeah, like I said, what is Tennessee doing stepping up to elite competition here? So, but yeah, just absolutely embarrassing in that playoff game. I had to turn it off. And I'm not even a Tennessee fan, but I just didn't want to watch any more of it.
We see the hook on the 8 at DraftKings there, Sean, with the Tennessee-Alabama.
Yeah, I would more look at like the underness. It was 60. I see 59s. I see 58.5, 58. Tennessee versus good defenses on the road to boot. Yeah, I think this would be a Bama play for me. It's a big number. But again, when I see these numbers, I think they want you to take the dog. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like they're trying to get money on the other side.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a tough, for me, that's a tough read there. But again, it's Tennessee's history, right? This is what I think people are looking at when they start trying to step up to that elite class. We saw the playoff game. That's what's in people's minds, I think.
So this is what, the 4th straight ranked team for Alabama in a row?
Oh, that's a lot. Yeah. Jeez.
I mean, you're off a crazy, not crazy, but a tough game. And then you come in with a big fave like this, a sizable fave, I should say. Again, sizable in college means a lot of different things when you have teams that lay 40 some weeks, but when you're playing ranked teams in the SEC and you're laying 8, 9, 10 points like some of these spreads are talking about, it's not a toss up.
No. Back in the day, it used to be just play the dog and they cover. Back in the day, and it's a little different now, right?
It was like dogs in these kind of spots, right? But now
Now these wide open off, everyone's playing that spread offense, pass, and we're seeing more faves cover. You know, it was one game that really is interesting is Utah BYU. This is a big rivalry game, by the way. BYU and Utah in the Big 12. We're seeing the hook now come up. It just flashed on my screen now. Utah was 3 on the road. Now it's 3.5. Total 49. Sean, big rivalry game in the Big 12. Utah and BYU. I wish it was. I wish it was at 10 Eastern, 10:30. This is an 8 Eastern game, buried with these other games. They should have had this one. Your super late night game. They screwed up.
This is what the Holy War game, right? BYU Utah.
Holy War,
yeah. I feel like they usually have it later. I don't know why that's at 8 o'clock. That's
it's buried with all the other games at 8 Eastern. They should have made this one super late.
I don't know. Probably. How about a little? Man, Utah's favored on the road here, huh?
Yeah, I know. That's what guys.
I thought I'd get Utah like a +3. I mean, BYU weren't people like all over BYU like a week ago?
Yeah.
Another 3-point dog. Oh my goodness. Yeah, Utah revenge game, I guess, here for last year.
Texas Tech spanked. Texas Tech spanked them pretty good. I don't know what you thought about that. What do you think about Utah now when you saw that spanking?
Yeah, but you're probably looking forward to this game instead. This is the one you got circled.
Yeah.
You lost to them last year at home. Yeah, give me Utah here. 3.5. I mean, come on. It could be close to me score a touchdown in the fourth and win by 10 here.
Yeah, I just have that one. I just have a hard time trying to figure that one out because I have a tough time going against BYU because I always get burned. I think of BYU, but the old WAC team, the old Mountain West team, has no business in the Big 12, but they're holding their own. Not only not only college football, Sean, but also in college basketball. BYU's held their own in that conference. I didn't think they'd be played as well as they did.
Well, I mean, I'm pretty sure. Don't they have like the number one guy in the country on their team now?
Yeah, I know.
How the hell did they pull that off?
I know. But Dante Moore starting to look like his UCLA days. I remember when he transferred because he wouldn't start as a freshman. Dante, I still have that worries. He between the ears is what I'm worried about with Dante Moore because he didn't handle that very well in his freshman year at UCLA. It was like a little childish in my book. But anyway, all right, we got through our parlay peripheral segments there. We'll see. Give you a little bit of taste of some of these college football games coming up here for Saturday's card. Big card. Not a lot of good games this week in college football. I just wish they'd move that BYU Utah game to 10:30 Eastern because it's buried in that prime time slot, 7 to 8 Eastern slot is buried with all these good games. So I don't know what they're thinking there. But anyway, let's see what we have for sale over at Tony's Picks. Heading into a big weekend of college football. A lot of still we got we have a deep series here with Toronto, Seattle. Dodgers back in action today. There. So baseball on the minds, college football, NFL for today. Guys, when you click the link in the description, land right over to our site over at Tony's Picks right here with leaderboard showcasing our top performers and best bets and props and more. We'll see what Sean has for sale right now at Tony'sPicks.com. Sean has put together a great year over inside amongst the unit leaders. For Sean, 4,414 units of profit. That is based on a $100 unit wager size. Sean, what's for sale?
A little NFL today, Major League Baseball, college footy's up for Friday. There you go. Having a good little run. You see the numbers. There you go. Baseball, NFL, college football, loads of games up already for the weekend. What do we got? I think we got 5 college, maybe a couple more, right? How many we got there? We have 5, some NFL. There we go. I'm still working, doing my little write-ups as I go along here. Trying to get them up as soon as possible. I know when we put them out early, some people probably want like, why are we doing this early? So I'm trying to do a little write-up earlier than I normally do here. But there you go. See the write-ups.
See the write-ups, guys. Right on. You can check out the write-ups once the games are graded. We write them. Their write-ups are fully transparent for you there. So check it out. Win or lose, all the write-ups are there. So you guys want to follow a capper, looking to get on board long-term. Well, another tool for you guys, full transparency, is check out the write-ups here. Free once the games are graded, and you'll be able to check that out. Also, you'll get this when you make the purchase, when you make the plays. You will get these write-ups. Will be part of the package when you buy them.
The write-ups read exactly like the way I talk. Like I talk to myself as I'm typing it in.
There you go, guys. So get on board here with Sean over at Tony's Picks. Full transparency. Every play documented. 1,419 premium plays for Sean here on Tony's Picks. All documented, and all the write-ups documented as well. So there you go. Get long-term with Sean. You guys, if you get that 1 month pass, a lot of football here. You get the November football, middle of November, the baseball in there as well. We'll be into college. We'll be in a couple of weeks of college basketball with that 1 month pass.
So I have blisters at my fingertips from writing so many write-ups.
Mm-hmm. Check it out here with Sean over at Tony Speaks. Promo code Tony T at checkout. We'll save you that 15% off. All right, let's see what Chris has got rolling over at Tony Speaks for today's card. What you got, Chris?
I guess got you a best bet in the baseball game, one of them tonight, and then I got you a best bet in Thursday night football there as well. And yes, we got that. Hop on something here. We're headed into the weekend tomorrow. You can get something 3 days, 7 day, whatever you want to do. I cover college football, NFL, baseball while it's still here, and NBA starting Tuesday. I'll have plays there. And write-ups, my write-ups, I looked at them last night, after, not to say that, I had anything to hide, but I was making sure I spelled everything right and made it look good for you guys. But mine's more analytical and data. You're going to get everything as to why I picked this side and everything on there, give you the reasoning behind it, see how my mind works a little bit, which is crazy. But yeah, you check that out. Hop on something there. You see who's on the leaderboard. People are doing hot right now. There's a lot of stuff I don't cover, NHL, things of that nature. So pair two people up, let two people put money in your pocket. That makes a lot of sense. So do that. Use the promo code Tony T at checkout. Save you the 15%. And let's just trying to keep doing well here.
Yeah, you can see Chris really data-driven here on his write-ups there, which are everyone has their own style. This is a good one to have. Get the data behind the picks there from Chris over at Tony Speaks. And they're, as we said, fully transparent, not only on the grades, but on the write-ups as well. You guys, before making your purchases, you want to shop for a long-term subscription or even one-day pass, check out the write-ups behind next to every graded game. Of course, Chris ready to roll here with best bets on the board here from Thursday Night Football and Major League Baseball. Remember, all of our one-day passes are profit guaranteed. They must turn a profit or amount purchase will be credited back to your account for site credits. That's profit guarantee. To get aboard with Chris over at Tony'sPicks.com. Long-term subscriptions the way to roll as well. As you can see, with all these sports overlapping, that's the way to go. All right, the guys I have over at Tony's Picks have a best bet on the board here from NFL. So get on board with me. Match up with your favorite capper with the 2-for-1 capper promotion and use that promo code Tony T at checkout, and you'll save that 15% off. All right, guys, with you here every day at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time. It is the Tony's Picks Morning Show. Hit that like, hit that subscribe. Greatly appreciate it. Happen to miss any of our, you can miss our shows. You can check it out over on our YouTube channel. We have lots of great content up over there. As a matter of fact, you get on over there, you'll see our compilation videos, deep dives on college football from me. And Chris is with his home run hit list up there. So you guys check that out. That's been very popular. We got our shorts up there. Looks like our man Brian Biller coming in a short for you today. Scroll some more, you'll see our college football plays. Ramon's got some action here. Tulsa and Ramon and DeAndre in there. Tulsa and East Carolina. Got to get DeAndre in that thumbnail as well. Baseball picks for you. NHL. Rod's got you covered here with the NHL today in short format. So check it out. Got the entire card from you from Rod. NHL ready to roll here. Fight picks and videos, all entire video packages and shorts. Brian Biller joins the shorts today with that Pittsburgh Cincinnati play from you. So check it out over at Tony'sPicks.com. Happen to miss a live show, just hit the live tab, and that's where you'll be able to watch our replays of our live show. Of this one, we got the night moves, our overnight show, 2:30 a.m. East time. It's DeAndre and Ramon going through a full game rundown. We also clip the video. So for those folks in the East Coast Central Time zones, get up in the morning, check out night moves on replay because you got a full breakdown of all the games for today's action. Happy hour with Rod, 5 p.m. Eastern time. You see also Ron and Brian joining them. And some of the cappers here also joined in on the happy hour as well. So lots of great content there, guys. Check it out over at Tony's. If you want to look for your favorite capper, we'll just hit the playlist. We got them in a playlist as well. So lots of great stuff out there, guys. Check us out over on Tony's Picks YouTube channel. Great content as well. Of course, Chris, your home run hit list has been a real big hit over on the site.
Yeah, it's been pretty popular. Yesterday we had a lot of interaction going back and forth on that one game. A lot of people had really good picks in the comments that I missed. Some of those hit when mine didn't hit. So it's been great interacting with everybody there and the commenting, and everybody's liking it and everything. So we're gonna keep putting that out. Sometimes it's getting a little bit harder as we head into these games here to get you the best matchups. You're facing some of the better pitchers here. Like I said, with the Brewers-Dodgers game, once I have whatever the Brewers decide to do, we'll get you some Dodger home run hitters there. I just didn't have anything to go for, and I'm not going to just hope that it's Quintana and give you wrong information. So once they decide what they're going to do, which is kind of like wait until the very last minute to do your homework here. And you're facing Tyler Glass now, who makes $32.5 million apparently, which is more than the entire Brewers pitching salary, by the way. But anyway, yeah. So once I get that information, I'll update that in the comments. So be looking for that. Everybody's been great on that. And then I'll have you something for NBA. I am looking at doing some data-driven goal score stuff for hockey. I may lump everything in together and just do a hit list video all together with multi-sport, but we'll figure out what's going on there. We'll just keep putting it out. It's been super successful, and I appreciate everybody.
Yeah, good guys. So check it out. Just make sure it's on the proper playlist. I got to get in touch with my editors, get this on the props list. So guys, props up there on the top. Chris's home run hit list. So check it out there over at Tony's Picks. All right.
Real fast, I saw something come across Twitter. It says Dolphins Brown games, 50, 60 mile an hour wind gusts. National Weather Service says certainly a system worth keeping an eye on. Stronger storm may materialize, right? 95 chance of rain, 36 mile an hour wind gusts, 65 degrees. So I run over to look at the line. Of course, it's down to like 39 and a half now. I have it on the site at under 41 already, in case anybody was interested.
There you go.
I didn't need a weather service to tell me there was going to be a lot of scoring in this Cleveland game.
Yep. Looks that way.
If you're reading about it, you're already past it. The number is gone.
That's right. Hey, there you go. That's why you want to get that long-term subscription there with Sean. Get those early plays because they won't show up in packages if there's a significant line move. So great work there. All right, guys, with you here. Make sure you hit that like, hit that subscribe. Greatly appreciate that. And we'll be back again tomorrow. Stay tuned for the happy hour, 5 p.m. Each time. Watch the replay of Night Moves. That's a complete rundown with DeAndre and Ramon. Any closing thoughts from anyone before we close it out for the day?
I think so. Just make it a win.
You got to bet it all. Thursday, you got to bet your whole bankroll for. You have to.
Yeah, don't bet it all. Don't bet it all on home runs. Don't do that today.
No way at all.
Brewer home run prop. Sell Frelick for your children's children.
Cheese curds and Miller Lite. There you go for the Brewers fans out there. All right, that'll do it, guys. We're going to wait. Goodbye, guys. You're making a winning one. We're back tomorrow here on the Tony Corner Show.